It is a major decision. It was first publicly announced this morning, and it's being greeted with the praise in the medical community, but some strong pushback from vapers. We've got every angle of this major story for you covered tonight, including a closer look at the legality of the ban.
We start with political reporter Rick Albert with why the governor says this was necessary. Rick?
Well, the governor is particularly concerned with what she sees as deceptive advertising and targeting underage users. Earlier this year, she signed legislation to prevent minors from buying vape products. Now she says she needs to do more. This comes after a health emergency was identified by the state's Department of Health and Human Services. Over the next few weeks, the department will write so-called emergency rules to ban the substances. The ban will then take effect when the rules are done. Those stores and retailers will have 30 days to comply. Asked why she didn't take the matter to the legislature, here's how the governor responded.
I'm going to go to the legislature and ask them to create a statute that I'll sign into law and make this a permanent ban. But this is a health crisis, and in health crises, I have the ability to take action, and we're taking it.
It will take some time to implement, and in that time, a legal challenge seems inevitable. To the prospect of being taken to court, the attorney turned governor said, quote, "Bring it on."
Now, there's a ways to go with this. I mean, it's got to be written yet.
Right, and that, according to the governor's office, could take a few weeks, and then you've got a 30-day period to get stores in compliance, and if any legal challenges, stall this whole process. And as we talked about an hour ago, there's a little thing of a budget in about 26 days that needs to get done, so there's quite a bit going on here.
A lot to juggle in Lansing these days.
For sure.
Rick will stay on top of that from the legislative angle.
Rick, thank you. The announcement of the proposed ban caught vape retailers off guard. Now they're scrambling to respond to this.
Yeah, and our team coverage continues tonight with Barton Dieters looking at this, the legal response from the vape industry and what that might be. Barton?
Well, Brian and Sue, within hours of the governor's announcement that has now gained national attention, vape associations were quick to respond, calling the action ill-conceived and harmful to the state's multi-million-dollar industry. And they plan to take action.
Somebody's going to file an injunction sooner or later on this deal, and they're going to stop in their tracks.
I've consulted the Attorney General.
But the plan was heavy on promotion, but light on how the ban would work.
What does that even mean?
I talked with attorney Joseph Infante, who has litigated issues around vaping and the vape business. And he has questions.
What are the rules? What are the regulations? I don't even know if they're going to come out in several weeks. It sounds like it could be months before those come out.
Infante said the impact will be beyond just the vape shops.
Really, convenience stores, grocery stores. I mean, you know, Juul is sold everywhere. So what's going to happen to those?
He said much of the vape business happens online.
I don't know how the state's going to regulate those online sales. And can they regulate sales from, say, a store in California?
Infante said the ban on flavor seems redundant to laws that already exist.
And the question I have is it really going to solve the problem? Look, the legislature has already banned sales to minors like it should have.
She's claiming this as an emergency provision.
I don't know what the emergency is.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo proposed a similar ban last year, but it was quickly withdrawn for further legal review following pushback from the industry.
I was talking to a client already today, and they're already aware of people preparing lawsuits to challenge it.
Infante said the immediate challenge would be to the governor's power to enact such a plan without going through the legislature first.
There's going to be a lot of lawsuits coming out of this. It's going to be challenged.
Today, State Attorney General Dana Nessel praised the governor's plan and said it would be Nessel who would end up defending the state if the industry makes good on threats to take it to court. In studio control, Barton Dieters, News 8.
Team coverage continuing now with Heather Walker talking with vapers and doctors. Heather's live outside Spectrum Hospital tonight. Heather?
Yes, there's still a lot of questions, but one thing that users know, they don't like it, despite doctors applauding the decision.
I think it's ridiculous, and I want the actual facts, but I just don't see how one person could just do an overnight ban. You wake up in the morning, and I mean, it just seems ridiculous to me.
Flavored vape juice was still being sold today. Many users, like Clark Wallace, stocked up.
Strawberry and kiwi. So.
Why do you like the flavors?
They just taste a hell of a lot better than cigarettes.
Doctors say that's the exact reason kids are attracted to the tobacco.
And we know from the data that the flavorings are what bring them to the devices.
Roughly 10 years ago, Congress passed a law banning cigarettes with flavors other than menthol or tobacco.
What we're seeing is another device to create nicotine addiction.
Dr. Shelley Smith with Spectrum Health says the brain of a 15 or 16-year-old is still developing.
And so if nicotine or another addictive substance comes to the brain at that crucial time, then that addiction can be hardwired into the brain.
Unlike in an adult brain that's fully developed.
I feel like kids that want to smoke, before e-cigarettes came out, they smoked cigarettes.
So you don't think this is solving any problem?
No, I think it's going to take a step back into the early 90s, late 80s. Where
Wallace thinks while well-intended, the ban will cause more adults who turned vaping as a way to stop using cigarettes to turn back. While doctors feel the flavor ban is a move forward.
We can't afford to wait another 50 years to deal with this problem like we did with traditional cigarettes.
Now, doctors do say one of the negative effects of this ban will be teens that will be left with an addiction problem. Reporting live in downtown Grand Rapids, Heather Walker, News 8.